Do you want to increase brand awareness, attract new patients immediately and consistently, and become the go-to practice in your community? Then learn how to do ground marketing. That's what I'm going to be teaching you in this series. Let's dive in. All right, we have with us Dr. Taesu Pak from Pak Dental, and you've been open for how long?
3 months, Michael. This whole process started last year, about March. Everything was kept under wraps, obviously. It was crazy to go a whole year of just keeping super quiet about the process and getting things going. I knew that I wanted to own a practice. I mean, before starting my practice, I was looking at acquisition for a while. There's definitely a market for acquisitions and stuff like that, but I was finding that it just wasn't what I wanted. A lot of the practices that I was looking at, I mean, they were just a little bit older, maybe not as updated, maybe not as new. And it's just I just want to build something for myself, So we started that process last year. It's exciting.
Nice, man. So then fast forward 3 months now, you're open, you're ground marketing. And
Oh, yeah.
When did you start ground marketing?
I actually started ground marketing a month before we opened. So I had actually lost my job the month before we opened. They had found out that I was doing a startup and I guess didn't really like that. And I literally lost my whole income. And I was like, it's time to get out there and meet people. So literally I was living out of my car, driving around the cities in this specific area, meeting people, dropping out little goodie bags to everyone, making myself known, dropping off the sign-up sheet. That's a huge one. Dropping up sign-up sheets and basically getting those lead forms filled out, right? So we started a month before, man, and I'll tell you what, you're gonna get 10 no's for every yes you get, and it sucks. It sucks sometimes, man, but you just have to do it and be willing to do it and embrace the suck, embrace the no's, because for every no you get a yes, and it's worth it though, right? I mean, you're building. Every yes is that one extra step towards building something that you've wanted to build for a long time. So it's worth it though.
Man, so real quick, they found out. Do you know how they found out? They just saw you on social media or what?
My practice is so affectionately named Pak Dental, as probably the only Dr. Pak in the southeast region of Michigan. They put two and two together and they're like, come on. And I was like, I was going to give you my 30-day notice a little closer to opening, but here we are. So it wasn't ideal, that's for sure. I mean, I prepared for all contingencies. So we had saved quite a few dollars in the bank to basically bootstrap the practice and make sure that we had something to sustain the practice, essentially. So, we planned for all contingencies in case that were to happen. So
that's good, man. That's good, the planning process. There's something about that where you get into not desperation mode, but a mode where you're I got to go out there and do this instead of just sit there and twiddle our thumbs. You kind of go out there. And I think that's where ground marketing really is effective.
It was either I go get a part-time job or I spend that time focusing on the practice, focusing on systems, focusing on interviews, focusing on getting everything ready, filling out the paperwork, making sure we're credentialed, making sure that we're meeting the community, making sure marketing is starting. There's so many logistics that go into doing a startup that I feel like maybe are not talked about. And trying to do that while working full-time or even working part-time, that's tough. I mean, those are a lot of hours in the day that you're giving up and you can't really focus on the vision of your practice. So it was honestly, I know it sounds crazy, probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Losing my job was the biggest kick in the butt to get us going and to essentially force me to make it happen. And that includes ground marketing. Ground marketing was huge for our practice, month 1, month 2, month 3, moving forward for the rest of the practice. I mean, until we're slammed, I guess. But even then, the goal is to become super busy and become a cornerstone in the community, right? Through ground marketing and meeting the community and being there with them, right? So the vision is there. We just have to execute.
Yeah.
Right? So we're making headway.
Definitely. You're going to realize on the first couple of months, maybe in the first year, it's all about ground marketing and utilizing it to get new patients, right? And then after a while, it's just those main events or you do those partnerships with those main businesses that you just nurture referrals because they're giving you referrals, right? So you nurture them and you're just there for brand awareness, right? Kind of hey, we're the go-to practice in the community. How's it going, right? Kind of a thing. It's cool to see that, the ground marketing evolving, right? Throughout the time where you're just we've always participated in that event. They're asking us to go, so we'll go, kind of a thing. And you still generate new patients from it. But I wanted to ask, When you first started ground marketing, what was the
Mhm.
one community interaction that made you realize this works? This changes a lot of things.
Yeah, we went to a benefits fair actually for like a local tier one supplier. So like in Detroit, where Metro Detroit, where I'm at, we have a lot of like auto suppliers as well as the big three. So like
Hmm.
GM, Ford, Stellantis. So for us, getting into maybe a supplier or even to get in with Big Three, which is really hard because they're a pretty big corporation. They've got a lot of red tape. That was huge. I went to that one event and I think we had 60 people sign up because they were interested in the free whitening. So we offered a free whitening special for our new patients. So 60 people signed up for that. That was a huge mindset shift of like, you know what? We need to go to more of these. We need to meet these companies. We need to like put ourselves out there, even if
Hmm.
it's scary, let's do it. We got to have the gumption to do it and not be afraid.
Nice. So how'd you get in there? Like, what'd you specifically do?
So to get into that specific event, I Googled it, I was like benefits fairs near me, because some companies will post that. And I'm like, I got to start somewhere. Like, why not Google it? So literally Googled benefits fairs near me, found this website that a big company was working through that runs their benefits fairs for them. And so then we got in contact with them, signed up and everything. And it was like $20 to be there, which is like awesome. It was really nice, honestly.
Nice. So out of the 60 people that signed up, how fast did you follow up?
That was probably my big mistake at the beginning. Like it's funny, like I was watching your ground marketing series, like the course. I think I got ahead of myself where I was like, oh, like focus on the event, focus on the event. Later I looked at the ground marketing course because I was trying to do more of it and it literally said follow up. I was like, frick. So I messed up in that way with the follow up where basically like I didn't follow up with them super quick. And as a result of that, and this is my fault, I lost a lot of those leads, right? Which is
Mm.
obvious, like horrible. That's devastating as a startup practice, right? Going to an event like this and then not following up. And then obviously they forget about you. And then, they're not going to sign up. They don't really care anymore. So fast forward, right, to the
Mhm.
event that was this weekend. It was called Dragon on the Lake in Lake Orion. Huge event. It's like a vendor fair, art fair kind of a thing. We participated as a sponsor for the event. We were there as a sponsor and it was awesome because what I did was I had set up very strategically to basically bring people in, which we can talk about a little bit later,
Mhm.
since we'll get to the topic of follow up. And we followed up within 24 hours. And I tell you what, if you follow up within 24 hours, 48, 24 hours, oh my goodness, there's a huge, huge, huge difference. I mean, I think we had 30 patients that were looking for a dentist specifically that signed up, wanted the new patient special for the whitening. And on those 30 so far, we've had like 15 of those people sign up for new patient exams and their families. It's like awesome, right? I mean, it's like that's huge. So that was awesome. I mean, it goes to show like you really have to follow up in a reasonable amount of time. Otherwise, those people are good as gone.
Yeah, following up is that's the bait, right? Like sometimes it feels good to get that list of like 100, 200 people. You're like, man, people are interested, but then you
Yeah.
leave it there and you think it's always going to be like that. But now with the ones that 60, are you doing anything to re-nurture that? Because they did give you their information and stuff like that.
I don't know if you've heard of Casper, the phone system.
Uh-huh.
They have automated text messaging that you can do like a mass text message campaign. So we still do like mass text message campaigns to people that haven't responded yet. And, they have the option to say stop or like, please stop sending me messages.
Yeah.
But the thing is like the vast majority of people don't say stop or don't turn off the messages. So that tells me like there's a big possibility that those people are still looking for a dentist and they're still interested. They just haven't like found the time to follow up or haven't found the time to respond or just now is not the right time, right? So we still do follow up with all those people. We still offer them, new patient special like, hey, that free whitening is still available to you if you want to come in and schedule an appointment. And then we also do like the Invisalign specials that we're doing for our office. So we'll do like, $500 off your Invisalign, like get your teeth ready,
Yeah.
for the summer. And so now like everything like follow up is the biggest thing for us. I mean, even for people that don't respond, I would say.
Yeah. 100%. The best incentive for you right now is what?
I've done a few incentives. So we have 149.99's new patient special, which seems to be okay. Mostly people on Google will find that and they'll schedule that through there. And that's okay. It's there for people that really just want to come in and get their cleaning and they may become potential patients in the long run. Usually when they come in, we'll tell them like, hey, there is a membership plan. If you want to join the membership plan, it's only this much more. And they're like, oh, well, that makes sense. I need more than one cleaning in a year.
Yeah.
So that's always great. But I would say our best special is the free whitening. Bar none. People love free whitening. And the free whitening kit that we give is actually not like, what's the really popular one? The opalescence we'll give away. We actually give like the company is called Snow, and they have like a Snow like Diamond series. Like it's just kind of like a cool name. It's got like the LED activated like material and stuff like that, which is always cool. That's like a wow factor for patients. They're like, what is this? Like this is so cool, And so that's been the best one, I would say.
Nice. Okay. So then talk to me about the strategy that you utilize with your team members and everything like that when it comes to the events.
When we go to events, I mean, usually I just bring one staff member with me. I still like to go to the events at this time just because like I want people to meet me. I think that's super important. Now, that being said, strategy wise for us at events, it's to basically attract families. Families are what builds your practice, in my opinion. I feel like that's the quickest way to build your practice, especially because like if you get one person, typically you're getting the rest. So we're focusing on families, and the way we do that, for example, over the weekend at that event, what we did was, it sounds really funny, but I bought, those like giant Tetris games that you can buy at Costco? You have to balance this Tetris game on this like little thing that it balances on. And kids love this game, right? We were like all the way down the aisle, so we're kind of away from the center of the event. But I was like, how do I get families towards me, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
I was like, the way you force these people to come to you is you make their kids go crazy to want to play this game, right? You have this game set up, it's big, it's loud when it falls, it's colorful. And so like I set that up right there. And I tell you what, Michael, people have to stop. They have to play this game. So the parents, they're not going anywhere. They're stuck right there in front of you. And that's when you get to pounce. I know it sounds so funny. You get to pounce on them and be like, hey, like you're stuck here. Do you want to sign up for a raffle? We're doing a free raffle right now. Blah, blah, blah. No strings attached. Like, please, you can join, right? So we have like a tiered incentive. And then, because you can start talking to them and stuff like that and getting to know them, then you can also be like, hey, do you have a dentist that you see right now? Like, how do you like your dentist? Or like, did you just move to the area? If you're looking for a new dentist, we have a new patient special. Like you can get free whitening right away when you come in and sign up for your cleaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that has been like game changer for us. The system is get the game, get the wow factor, get the family coming over, and then they have to talk to you, right? So it's like game does the work for you. You don't have to like heckle anyone.
I like that, man. I like that hack. What are your giveaways? Do you give it anybody like things in your booth to take home?
Yeah, so we do have giveaways for the kids, for example. Ultimately, what I would say for the giveaways is perceived value, right? So it doesn't have to be something super expensive. As long as something that they might enjoy, that can be your giveaway, right? So like for kids, because I'm focusing on that family dentistry aspect of things. For kids, what we do is we give away like these little tiny like squishy things that they like to play with, that, like tactile stuff for them, or whatever like kind of cheap toys, and they're not expensive. You can buy them in huge packs from Amazon or eBay or whatever it might be. But we give that for kids, and then for adults, we do a raffle. I used to give away toothbrushes, toothpaste, and all this kind of stuff, and I found that honestly, getting people's information, they're more interested in doing something like a raffle, where we'll give them away like $100 Costco shop card or a free cleaning or a free whitening kit. We'll do like a tier system where the top tier is like you get a free cleaning, exam, x-rays, fluoride, all included for free, no problem. And then the second tier will be a $100 shop card. And the third tier will be a free whitening kit up to 10 people. So it kind of creates that incentive of like, oh, like I'll sign up. Like, what do you need? Oh, I just need your name and your phone number if you want to sign up. And then usually you get to talking, and then they'll probably sign up for, hey, you know what? I have been looking for a new dentist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll sign up on the sign up sheet as well. So it's kind of like a double thing. We do it a little different for our giveaway.
Yeah, I like it. What do you do with the people who don't win the raffle?
Yeah. So for the people that don't win the raffle, we word it in a way where those people will text them. We won't call those people because that would be like 100 people to call. The manpower is low limited. So what we do is we'll text them. I don't know. I feel like this day and age, if you see a phone number that you don't really know about, you don't answer the phone, right? So we'll send them a text. Hey, unfortunately, you didn't win the raffle this time, but Dr. Pak has graciously offered to give you a free hygiene kit. All you have to do is come over and pick it up. That's a way for us to basically get potential patients through the door and see your practice. And, we have a brand new startup. It is a beautiful practice. Like, it's a very nice facility where they'll come in and they'll see like, wow, this is really nice. I think I would want to come here, right?
Yeah.
Staff, which are all really nice and bubbly. So they'll be like, oh, wow, like these, and the people are super nice. What the heck?
Yeah.
And so that's our way of basically still marketing to those people, or even maybe following up with them and saying, hey, do you want a free hygiene kit? Like, come on by, come see us. It still drives traffic through the doors. And so that's a really fun thing, I would say.
Interesting, man. Real quick. So everybody wants to be a winner, right? So if you can make everybody a winner, right? Take out the unfortunately part and then just put, congrats, you won our travel size kit. Are you traveling anytime soon? Come by and pick it up, kind of a thing. It's a hygiene kit. You can use it for traveling. Just call it something else, right? Or hygiene kit, right? And then when they come in, they're just, I'm here to pick up my whatever. The whole team will know because of that wording. Oh, they're one of the ones from the raffle. They're picking up travel size kit or whatever, right? But try not to ever make it like, hey, you lost.
So never do the negative. Always make it a
Yeah.
positive.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Has anybody come by so far?
We've had like, of the 70 people in the raffle, obviously like 10 of them win. I think we've had like maybe 4 or 5 of those people come by and check out the practice. And actually quite a few of those people in the raffle that originally were not interested in looking for a dentist, they actually signed up for appointments, which was like awesome. Because in the end of the message, we also say, and if you're also interested in scheduling a hygiene appointment, let us know. So people see it as like, oh yeah, why not? Go get a hygiene kit, go get my teeth clean. I might as well. The guy's already messaging me. It's easy, right?
Yeah. No, that's really good. Awesome, man. So then looking back, and you talked about it, you alluded to it a little bit at the beginning. What's the biggest mindset shift you had to make as a dentist to succeed with ground marketing? And how did that ripple through maybe the practice culture?
Honestly, I'd say the biggest mindset shift that I had to make was like being willing to get no's and not being afraid. I think like in dentistry, I don't know if this is a broad generalization, especially amongst maybe like startup owners or practice owners that are just starting out. There's this like, I don't know if it's like an old mentality of like build it and they'll come kind of a thing. But I think it really is like a mindset shift of like, you have to get out there and put yourself out there. You might feel dumb sometimes because like all the time I feel so dumb. Like I go into these businesses and I'm like, hey, like nice to meet you. We're a brand new practice, and kind of giving them the pitch, right? And the spiel. And like half the time people are like, no, thanks. Like, can you leave? Get out of here. Like you're kind of annoying me, right? It's like not being afraid to get that no or that negative response and then responding positively and be like, oh, I totally understand. Like, well, if you ever need us, we're right around the corner. Give us a call if you ever need anything. You can have these free hygiene kits, like no problem. But yeah, we'd love to help you out, And so not getting so discouraged and down on yourself that where you like start to quit, right? Because I think there were some times, man, like in that first month of like being unemployed, which is like crazy to think, being unemployed, doing this ground marketing, like having never done it before, where there are just days where you just feel so discouraged. Like you're giving stuff away, the practice isn't even open yet. People are giving you no's left and right. Or when you drop off a sign up sheet, they're not even signing up. You come back, they're like, oh yeah, we accidentally threw it away. You're like, nice, You're like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But like the whole time you have to like smile and nod and be like, that's okay. Like I totally understand. And it's being persistent nonetheless, right? And still being like, do you mind if I leave another one with you? Here's some more hygiene kits, and still being persistent, not afraid to ask. I think that's what the mentality shift is, right? Being bold enough to go out there, not being afraid, and being willing to take the no's. I would say that's the biggest thing, man. If I didn't do that, honestly, probably wouldn't be where we're at.
100%. To me, that is probably the one that kind of like irks me the most is where I'll come back and I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up the sign up sheet. And you told me to come today at this time. And they're like, you know what? Our cleaner threw it away or something. And I'm like, I have another one in the car, but you go back in the car and get it. But a good way to know, and I'm sure you're doing this, or you've probably seen this in the course, the reciprocity principle, right?
Yeah.
So you just walk in there and kind of say, hey, can I have some of your information? And they're going to ask you like, so what do you want? Like, who are you? What are you doing? And be like, oh, I'm with the dental office, like right down the street. And I just wanted your information to have it on hand. Because we talk about your services quite a bit, and I just wanted to give it to the patients, right? They don't know if you have 100 patients or 0 patients. they're just like, man, you're bringing our business to your people. Cool. And
But
then you kind of like, now you're able to give the ask, right? Hey, can I do whatever I want to do here, right? Kind of a thing.
I utilize that principle, the reciprocity principle, with one of the gyms I have in the area. So there's kind of like a boutique gym, like less than 10 minutes down the road from us. And I had somehow met the owner at like an event that I was doing, like a ground marketing event, because they had a bunch of vendors. It was like a kids event, giving out like freebies and stuff to kids, basically. And met this guy there. I was like, oh, like I saw your gym. It's like, is it a brand new gym, right? And he's like, yeah. And then we start, get to talking a bit. And I did that. I literally said, can I take some of your pamphlets? I'd love to like tell my new patients about your gym that live in the area. Because I have a lot of new patients that just moved and are looking for a gym. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And immediately, he gave me some pamphlets. And then he goes, we have these TVs that we run ads on in our gym. It's a nice gym, but he's got TVs like above the cardio and all that kind of stuff that like run ads. Like it's like a
Mhm.
30-second clip on the TVs. He's like, I can put you in there for free. Like, no problem. Like, I'll do that for you. It was kind of like that nice, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like, I'll advertise for you, advertise for me. And then he actually invited me to come to his gym to actually set up a table and a booth
Oh,
to
nice.
market to his numbers. Yeah. So it was really cool, man.
Yeah, man, a lot of opportunities open up like that, right? With just kind of like being nice at the beginning and taking that deep dive. Awesome, man. So then if someone listening could only execute one ground marketing strategy or action or tactic tomorrow, what's the most to you profitable relationship building or it moves the needle?
I would say a lot of the events that we sign up for, we actually find on Facebook. So going on your local Facebook pages, whether that is like township pages or like city pages, because there's a lot of like parks and recreation pages that they are the ones that host a lot of these events that you could go to in the community. And my recommendation is to contact those specific pages, find out who the people are that are running it, like the townships or the cities or whoever it might be. You contact them and then you say, hey, what are all of the events that are coming up this fall or this winter or this spring or this summer that you have local vendors or local businesses come to or sponsor or whatever it might be. And I know paying for events, it's not ideal, but I would say that some of these events are well worth going to because these are events that have hundreds of families come through that you can be right in front of that maybe you wouldn't otherwise be in front of. So I'd say willing to go to these events, maybe pay, a little entry fee to go to these events, have a really great system for while you're there to basically attract these families to come and talk to you. Maybe even set up a game, have them stop for a while, be able to talk to you for a minute. That is how I would recommend moving forward. Like we're definitely going to do that as a practice, but I think that that could be really effective. Getting in front of as many faces as possible is really important, especially as a startup dental practice. And so I think you could do that through going to as many events as possible. And I think that the best way to do that is contacting your cities, their Parks and Rec department, and finding out where these events even are, right? Because you'll never hear about these events unless you're really looking for them.
That's true, man. I love that. So then what made you take the ground marketing course originally?
Yeah, so I originally took the ground marketing course as a way of really boosting my marketing efforts, right? I think that you could market on social media, you can market on Google all you want, but I would say the biggest way to grow is getting in front of people and getting in front of the community and letting people know you're there in person. I think there's nothing that beats going to these events and meeting these people in their businesses and making yourself known. Otherwise, they're not going to know you're there. Doesn't matter how good your signage is, doesn't matter how good your location is. They're not going to know you're there unless you go and meet them. So I
Hmm.
would say that was the main reason we did the ground marketing course was to know how to even execute the ground marketing and to be as effective as possible.
Nice, man. Okay. So if someone was thinking about joining or just hesitating ground marketing, what would you tell them?
Don't hesitate. Seriously, like it's well worth the money. It's a mentality thing, right? When I took the course, it was like a mindset shift in a lot of ways. It helped you understand the psychology of meeting these people, how do they even talk to them, and just like the system of thinking. I would say it's well worth it.
Nice, man. Excited to do a follow-up episode like a year or so from now. You know what I mean? Like, where are you at now, right? And you're like, Michael, I've opened two practices now and
The
Like
goal,
what?
Michael.
Is that the goal?
I
What is
mean,
the goal?
so I have a different model in my head. It's like, you know how like people have multiple locations, but maybe they're like smaller locations. Maybe like a 6 op practice, 8 op practice. This is a 10 op practice here. And my goal is basically, I don't want small locations. I want maybe like 4 or 5 monster locations where each location is like hustling and bustling. I'd rather have 5 monster practices than like 8 small practices, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
To me, that just makes way more sense. I don't know why.
No, no, no. That's good. That's good. Awesome, man. Okay. So then, with that being said, any final pieces of advice that you'd like to give to our listeners right now?
Final piece of advice to my startup practice owners out there. Seriously, don't hesitate. It's worth taking the course, honestly, and getting out there, having that mindset shift is everything. You have to be bold, you have to be fearless, you have to be willing to get no's. Get out there, get it done, because to be honest, no one's going to do it for you. You got to get out there, you got to get it done. And so my advice truly is get it done.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Thank you so much, Taesu, for being with us. It's been a pleasure. But before we say goodbye, can you tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is Pak Dental with 2 L's at the end. We have some funny videos on there, so check us out.
Nice. Awesome. That's going to be in the show notes below. And thank you so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure, and we'll hear from you soon.